Hi everyone, Ben here. Welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'm going to give a brief overview of a natural resource stock that I was asked about in one of the comments in a previous video called Ridgeline Minerals. Ridgeline owns 7 properties in Nevada. 3 of them have joint venture deals that they optioned off to 2 different companies. Their flagship property is probably this middle one, Selina. It's a silver, zinc, lead property, and the partner is called South 32. It's a very strong company. They are a metal producer. They also have a similar CRD deposit that they are putting into production called the Taylor deposit located in Arizona. So they really are almost a perfect kind of made partner for this deal. So lots of financial backing and lots of experience, in particular in CRD deposits. The other property and option agreement that I'm going to talk about is the Swift property. That's a gold property, and their partnership is with Nevada Gold Mines. It's in turn is a joint venture between Barrick and Newmont. Nevada Gold Mines produces 3.5 million ounces of gold in Nevada. So again, a very strategic, almost perfect partner, large company producer in Nevada. The other option out property is called Black Ridge. I'm not going to really talk much about it, but that's also Nevada Gold Mines. Oh, by the way, Selina, they're going to put 20 million into the company over the next 5 years. That is South 32. And basically, Ridgeline is going to keep about 20% of that property. So they get kind of like a free carry effect to production. And South 32 is going to spend the money to develop the property. Um, Also, this with Swift property, the option is 30 million for 5 years for Nevada Gold Mines to spend on the property, and Ridgeline is going to keep 25% of that uh, property. And here's a picture here in yellow. That's the Selina property. That's their flagship. And over here on the left, this circle here is a porphyry. It's not on the Selina property. It's being developed by Freeport-McMoRan. And what the slide shows is these porphyries are located deep in the ground. It's the source of the mineralization or sort of the heat pump that pumps out these veins of, in this case, silver, lead, and zinc. And some of these veins are probably located on the Selina property. So again, here's that porphyry that's not on the Selina property. And over here on their property is the Chinchilla oxide exploration target. So they've done a fair amount of drilling in that area. Again, that comes to surface. There's a little bit of outcropping. It's an oxide deposit. So generally they are very economic. Nevada is famous for those. And it's usually fairly easy to separate the silver or the metals from the ore. It's a lot cheaper than generally the sulfide deposits. And you can see some of the numbers up here. They think they have, according to the tonnage and grade, maybe around 70 million ounces of silver at a grade of 50 million grams per ton. And they also have 200,000 ounces of gold in that deposit. So very economic, not a really large deposit, but some good numbers um, in that deposit for um, perhaps maybe a starter pit. And last year, Again, funded by South 32. They did some drilling and they hit some of these CRD veins, hole 54 here, hit 3.1 meters, 4.1% combined lead zinc, 86.5 gram per ton silver, 2.9 gram per ton gold. So good hit there. Hole 53 hit 1.1 meter of 27.8% combined lead zinc, 60.7 gram per ton silver, 1.5 gram per ton gold, and 0.4% copper. So some nice drill results last year. That's considered a new discovery in this new CRD style of mineralization. So showing a lot of promise to grow this deposit with those CRD veins. And this is the other property, the Swift deposit located up here in the slide, the yellow area. And it's on trend to some really monster deposits, the NGM Cortex complex, very large high grade deposit, also 4 Mile, and that's actually owned by Barrick. So a very, again, large high grade deposit that's on this trend where Swift is located. And so last year, some of the drill results weren't really that economic. They hit 2.7 meters of 7 grams per ton gold. So not really the high grade, thick intercepts that you would expect with deposits like 4 Mile and the Cortez complex. Within that, though, they did hit 1.1 meters of 10.4 gram per ton gold, so they need to get a little bit more thickness to those intersections. They definitely could be on to something. They could just not be drilling in the exact spot where the high grade is. But so far, the drill results on Swift are not really all that compelling so far. And we'll take a look here at the stock over the last 6 months. It's really been going down since this November time frame. It struggled like a lot of these exploration stocks have. Some of the explorers have obviously gone up, but this one really has struggled. $30 million market cap, so not an expensive stock. The CEO owns 3.5% of shares, and the company also did a spin out of a tungsten property, but they retained 20% of the shares and a 1% NSR. And those shares are valued around $4 million right now. So they do have some potential undilutive capital in those shares to advance some of their other projects in their portfolio. So really in sum, with this one, the upside is somewhat capped with Selina because they do only own, they could only end up owning 20% of that project. But on the other hand, it's really not going to be dilutive to the share price when they advance that project because most of the money being spent on it is going to be from South 32. So we are in that point of the cycle where I do think we're entering a very strong phase in the gold cycle, potentially euphoric phase. And something like Ridgeline, although it's a little bit protected to the downside because of that non-dilution factor, you get a much more capped upside as they advance Selina. So I don't own shares in Ridgeline currently, but it is high up on my watch list. All right, guys, thanks for watching. That's it for now. Not financial advice. Please do your own research on this stock and make your own financial decisions. Thanks for watching again, and we'll see you in the next one.